rising from the mist, this is the world's grandest kingdom of Buddhist temples. Nestled along the Irrawaddy River, this sacred plain spans 40 square kilometers. Constructed over a millennium ago, these monuments outlive the rise and fall of empires. Built by devout kings, each spire was raised to earn spiritual merit for eternity.
How did an ancient civilization construct thousands of massive structures so quickly?
Historians believe massive labor forces cleared the scrubland to map out holy sites. Precise geometric alignment was established using basic cords and wooden stakes.
Thousands of ox-drawn carts transported heavy foundation stones from nearby rivers. Deep trenches were excavated to secure the massive weight of the rising brick structures.
Historians note that river stones formed a durable, flexible base against earthquakes.
Millions of bricks were molded by hand from the rich, fertile clay of the riverbanks. Advanced kilns fired the clay blocks at extreme temperatures to ensure immense durability. An organized supply chain kept a constant stream of materials flowing to the site. The base of the structures began as massive, solid brick platforms flush with the earth. A secret blend of organic resins created an exceptionally strong, nearly invisible bond. Simultaneous builds occurred across the plain, permanently transforming the skyline. Masons used weighted lines to guarantee that the massive walls rose perfectly straight. The precision of the joints meant that water could rarely penetrate the inner core. Arid weather and seasonal storms constantly challenged the progress of the builders.
Royal inspectors verified the stability of each foundation before blessing the next phase. Compacted layers of lime and earth created an extraordinarily dense, unyielding subbase. A massive, permanent community of artisans lived on site, working in organized shifts. Mathematics and spiritual cosmology dictated the exact dimensions of every single room. Simple mechanical advantage allowed the workforce to move tons of earth daily. With the foundations set, the grand structures were finally ready to touch the sky. Scholars suggest that local bamboo and timber formed the immense networks of scaffolding. Every joint was tightly secured with organic hemp fibers to withstand massive weight. With the vast subbase completely stabilized, the primary walls could now safely begin. The final foundation layer was perfectly leveled to prevent uneven settling over centuries. Months of intensive earthworks concluded, setting the stage for an architectural marvel. The transition to vertical construction marked a new, highly visible phase of empire building. Master craftsmen supervised each wall section to ensure absolute structural uniformity. An endless human conveyor belt carried millions of bricks up the rising monuments. The specialized mortar mix cured rapidly under the intense, dry, tropical heat. Architects incorporated internal corridors early on to allow ventilation and light.
Corbelled vaulting allowed builders to create large, open internal sanctuaries safely. The sheer scale of construction suggested massive coordination by royal administrators. Heavy stone elements reinforced critical load-bearing points within the brick mass. Stucco coatings protected the raw brickwork from the intense tropical weathering elements. As the structures rose higher, complex geometric calculations became even more critical. Interlocking brick designs provided exceptional resistance against regional seismic shocks. The imposing height of the walls symbolized the immense spiritual power of the kingdom. Perforated stone windows were engineered to diffuse the harsh, direct tropical sunlight. Every square inch of the temple complex followed a highly detailed sacred plan. Glazed tiles added vibrant color accents that gleamed brilliantly across the landscape. The evolving shapes began to perfectly resemble the legendary, cosmic Mount Meru. Massive interior pillars were carefully positioned to support the immense upper weight. This advanced masonry technique eliminated the need for complex internal wooden supports. Heavy monsoon rains forced strategic pauses, testing the durability of the uncured mortar. With the main structures fully realized, the skyline of Bagan was forever altered. The upper terraces were carefully engineered to distribute the weight of the immense spires. Ornate stucco decorations were hand-carved directly onto the wet plaster of the exterior. Basic wooden pulleys and counterweights allowed builders to lift heavy materials several stories high. Terracotta plaques illustrating Buddhist stories were embedded directly into the structural walls. An immense framework of local bamboo supported the construction of the highest spires. Intricate murals were painted onto the interior plaster while the walls were still curing. Advanced vaulting techniques allowed for wide, dramatic doorways without using timber beams. Glazed ceramic accents provided highly durable color that withstood the intense tropical heat. Royal inspections ensured that the architectural geometry aligned perfectly with sacred cosmology. Precision engineering prevented the massive brick structures from leaning or shifting over time. Imported sandstone components added key structural strength and fine ornamental detail to the brickwork. A massive building boom permanently transformed the parched landscape into a holy city.
Advanced protective coatings shielded the raw brickwork from intense seasonal monsoon rains.
Interior shrines were carefully designed to foster quiet, profound spiritual contemplation. Arid weather conditions constantly tested the endurance of the builders at high elevations.
Strict royal standards were enforced across every single level of construction. Highly organized supply chains kept materials flowing constantly to the rising towers. Exquisite artistic details were carefully integrated seamlessly into the massive structural design. As the structures climbed higher, maintaining perfect structural symmetry became crucial. Massive solid stone components were meticulously elevated to crown the highest peaks. Advanced corbelled masonry eliminated the need for complex, permanent internal supports.
Severe seasonal storms forced strategic pauses, testing the durability of uncured materials. Every square inch of the sanctuary followed a highly detailed, sacred cosmological plan. Glazed tile accents added vibrant color that gleamed brilliantly across the landscape. With the terraced bases fully realized, the skyline of Bagan stood permanently altered. The heavy metal finials required complex pulley mechanics to lift safely to the summits. Each completed apex transformed the skyline, acting as a spiritual beacon for miles. A brilliant protective lime coating made the massive temples gleam under the tropical sun. As construction neared its end, the complex timber scaffolding was systematically removed. Final structural assessments verified that the sacred alignment rules were fully met. Fine metalwork on the grand entryways marked the transition to holy operations. Decorative stone gutters were strategically placed to direct heavy seasonal rain away. Years of intensive building successfully created a dense network of sacred structures. Precious gold leaf highlights added deep spiritual brilliance to the inner sanctuaries. Secure outer boundaries clearly separated the holy temple grounds from the secular city. The heavy engineering infrastructure was slowly cleared as the monuments reached completion. Open stone courtyards were meticulously designed to accommodate thousands of devout pilgrims. Every structural support was beautifully adorned to honor the sacred space completely. Rigorous official checks marked the final steps before the grand dedication ceremonies. The intricate stories carved in clay were fully unveiled as the site was finalized. The grand structures stood fully realized, permanently defining the Holy Kingdom. At the heart of every temple sat an immense symbol of infinite spiritual peace. The entire landscape became a physical manifestation of sacred Buddhist cosmology. Architects successfully blended structural precision with a profound mastery of light. The completed spires reached high, permanently connecting the earthly realm with the sky. Through perfect organization and faith, a kingdom successfully built an eternal wonder. The massive project permanently united sophisticated engineering with deep spiritual merit. Advanced techniques ensured that the structures would successfully outlive the empire itself. The shared devotion of an entire civilization successfully left an eternal legacy. A monumental achievement realized, standing forever as a testament to human faith.